Hey guys, and welcome back to another tank review. Today we're taking a look at the Panzerkampfwagen, the Panzerkampfwagen 5, aka the Tiger 1H here, as you can see, and a spiffy little nice 25th Panzer Regiment skin I've got here. And I like to start my reviews of these tanks with a basic overview of the vehicle itself. And so we're going to go into a little bit of history about the tank. Hans Gudrun, Germany's greatest armor theorist, thought that the primary mission of heavy tanks was to kill enemy tanks in a counter-attack offensive against German breakthrough attempts. As I can't even pronounce that. Just Begenturgers der Panzertruppen, pardon my French if I butchered that. Gruden understood the value of the Tiger as a force multiplier factor either in the offense or in the defense. After the tide turned against the Wehrmacht, the Tiger provided the most effective weapon system in defensive operations. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to take a simple, brief overview look at the Tiger now, and now what I plan on doing is going to a little bit more information here for you. The Panzerkampfwagen Tiger ASUSTek H1, as you see here, was first designed and incepted in 20th of June 1942. Unfortunately, it didn't meet the battlefield until the 5th of January, the February 1943, with immediately straight afterwards the Tiger Ausf E was released that had Zimrit. Zimrit is a anti-magnetic mine paste that was painted on the outside of the tanks to prevent magnetic mines and magnetic grenades from sticking to the tank and taking out the tracks, the driver, etc., etc. Let's see, armor penetration wise, the gun mantlet is 120 millimeters. Let's see if it actually is. Gun mantlet is nowhere near that. 127 millimeters. They got that wrong again. 162, with certain points being up to 400 millimeters thick. Let's see, the turret is 100 millimeters. Nope, that's wrong. So yeah, they've got all that wrong. With the superstructure, the internals of the tank being 100 millimeters, 102 millimeters, with the hull being 100 millimeters. Let's see, hull is only 60 there, so nope, they've got that wrong as well. And the turret being 80 millimeters at 0 degrees. Okay, yeah, they partially got that correct. So yeah, they've got a lot of the tank initially wrong, like they have with the Tiger 2. Now let's take a look at the angling. The turret is supposed to be angled at 80 to 90 degrees. It is sloped angled at 1. Let's see, so that is correct. The Leisten here is angled at 100 and effective of 80 millimeters when it should be 81. That is wrong. They've got that set the angle of 25 millimeters when the angle is supposed to be 65 according to official German documentation. The rear is supposed to be angled at 80 offset at 80 degrees with 0.09. That is correct. The rear is correct of the tank, but the front and the sides are wrong. Okay, let's take a look at its gun. Okay, according to Jets Thomas L., Germany's Tiger tank, Tiger 1 and Tiger 2 combat tactics, the Tiger armor was invulnerable to attack from most tank guns firing normal armor-piercing shells or shot at ranges of over 800 meters, including the American 75mm and the Russian 76mm. It is obvious that the 17-pounder firing normal APCBC rounds could defeat the frontal armor of the Tiger 1 at most combat ranges, for tank versus tank actions in Europe. However, by 23rd of June 1944, only 109 Shermans with 17 pounders had landed in France, along with 6 replacements by the end of the war. On 5th of May 1945, the British 21st Armoured Group possessed 1,235 Sherman tanks with 17 pounders, while the remaining 1,915 Sherman tanks were all equipped with only 75mm M3 guns. Below are 3 more tables at the same source. So let's see, at Tiger versus Cromwell, it could penetrate the front turret at 2,000 meters, the mantlet at 2,700 meters, the DFP at 3,500 meters, the nose at 2,500 meters, the side turret at 3,400 meters. Superstructure, you get the point. As where the Cromwell front turret couldn't penetrate it at all or any distance, mantlet could not penetrate it at any range. DFP and nose could not penetrate it at any range. Side of the turret could penetrate it at 100 meters. Superstructure could only be penetrated at 100 meters. The hull could only be penetrated at 900 meters, and the rear of the turret could only be penetrated at 100 meters. The rear of the hull could not be penetrated at all by the 75mm M3. The Sherman with the 75mm M3, same disastrous effects. Penetration tables, Sherman A2 and Sherman A4s could not penetrate it with the M3 at all, except for the turret, superstructure, hull, rear turret, and that was at 900 meters plus. So the Shermans had to get pretty goddamn close to do anything. T-34-85 and the JS-122s. T-34-85 could penetrate the turret at 500 meters. The mantlet, not at all. So if you can only show your mantlet towards a T-34-85, you're in luck. Let's say against the JS-122 could be penetrated at 100 meters only. So the JS-122 had issues penetrating the Tiger. The Tiger could comfortably penetrate the JS-122 at 1,500 meters easy. So the T-34-85 and the JS-122, along with the Sherman A2, A4 variants, were the Tiger's most commonly reached enemies. So let's take a look at its firepower, shall we? The 8.8 centimeter KWK L56 was an adaptation of the famous 8.8 centimeter Flak 36, which in development of the Faschenberger Model 18, Flak 18, in informal German use. The gun was universally known as the ASUSTek, in contraction of 8,8 centimeter or 8.8 millimeters. Let's see how many rounds of ammunition did the Tiger actually get. Had 92 rounds. Now let's see if that's actually true. So we're going to take this out for a quick test drive. And we'll see. So we've got 30 plus 31 plus 31 equals 92 rounds. The ammunition loadout is correct. Now, let's see if the gun elevation is correct. Okay, so the crew is dead of that tank. Of course, the turret rotation is wrong. Shell velocity is wrong as well. Well, we'll find out the velocity of the shell in a few minutes. It's gone. Standard German tank doctrine was to only shoot from a stationary position. It was never to shoot on the move. Third wheel. Shell deviation is still bad, even after the so-called correction patch that they came in with. As you can see, the shell is severely dropping. Really, really bad. I mean, you can see from the reticle to where I'm aiming is nowhere near where I'm aiming. I mean, I'm aiming directly for the just above the third wheel, where the ammo is stored in the side of a T-34, and the shell, as you saw in the first two shots, burrowed itself so deep into the third drive wheel that tank would have had to have replaced the entire drive wheel. Now, T-44, same process. We adjust our sights. Third wheel. Nowhere near. It just shattered right on the side. Now this is the stock ammunition that the Tiger actually gets. So if we was to shoot at a T-44 normally, what I tend to do is aim for the engine. It immediately forces the tank commander to focus on his tank, which is to put the fire out, while my second shell is loading. As you saw again, the shell deviation is way too bad, simply because they just do not have the velocity of the shell correct. Now, KV2, I am actually going to load a whole charge for this one. Reason being is, look at the shell drop. Just look at it. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely beyond ridiculous. I mean, it went above the KV2. That shell went over a KV2. Well, at least that's even remotely coming close to where I'm aiming. Okay, just look at the pip drop. 4 pip drop, and this shell is still not going to hit where I fire it. Still nowhere near where I was aiming. I was actually aiming for the upper turret, as you can clearly see, guys. So yeah, whatever they've done to the shell deviation mechanics, they need to look at it again, because it's completely off, as I stated in the Tiger 2 review. Now, a lot of people have been asking me lately, why did I do the Panther and the Tiger 2 before the Tiger, seeing as how you unlock the Tiger first. Simply put, I decided to do the Panther and the Tiger 2 first because those two tanks were the most asked about on both Facebook and Twitter. And of course, guys, my Facebook group and my Twitter information is in the video description down below. So now we're moving to a much more ostentatious position. I believe there's only 2 targets left. No, 1 target left, which is a IS-4M. Now this is a true... See, again, a lot of people seem to think that the Tiger 1 doesn't have the mobility. It actually does. A Tiger 1 is actually faster than a Sherman in soft terrain and soft to medium terrain. It is in theory actually faster by 2 kilometers per hour than what a Sherman could reach average speed-wise. Again, when you're driving a Tiger, you don't want to make dramatic turns like this because it puts too much strain on your transmission and your RPMs. What you want to do is, once your tank has built up enough RPMs, I usually go about 2400 RPM. I make minor adjustments, as you can see, like so. You still retain your speed, and you still retain your RPMs, which allows your tank to basically make those sharp maneuvers if you really have to. Okay, target up. Soviet IS-4M. Now you can penetrate an IS-4M from the sides with the stock ammunition. You've just got to know where to shoot. Now, I'm actually going to go right there. And of course, the shell deviation is so goddamn bad. Seriously, Gaijin, do you have drunk monkeys doing the coding? Because it obviously looks like it and feels like it. Fire one more time. Just bounced off the glacial armor. Now, of course, the Tiger 1 will not see a IS-4M, thanks to the fact that the IS-4M is a rank 6 tank, and the Tiger is only a rank 3. I guess we could try... No, again, shell just falls right out the air. There are times when I just... I want to throw my hands up in the air, hop on a plane, fly to wherever Gaichin's main HQ office is, and just give them a piece of my mind, because it's blatantly obvious that they're never going to watch any of my YouTube videos, because if they was, they would seriously consider fixing the issues. Now, I know they're trying to make this a fair simulator, but in war, nothing's fair. Again, the foremost largest tanks that the Tiger did come across was the Sherman A2 and A4 variants, the T-34-85, and the IS-122. Now, luckily for us, there isn't any IS-122s in War Thunder, simply because, well, basically, I hope to God they're never put in War Thunder. Now, as you can see, our first shot did knock out his side armor, and yet it's still not taken into account for spaced armor effects, which is a bit of a letdown, to be honest with you. Again, we're just bouncing off the sides, but if you ever get behind an IS-4M, I'll show you where to shoot the sucker. Right there. Boom. Come on now. There you go. Boom. Engines on fire, gas tanks on fire. That gas tank ruptured. So in theory this tank should have exploded. But again, another ruptured. There you go. Finally went. So you want to aim for that little back plate right there. That's where the engine is, right along there. So let's go back to the hangar and let's see how this thing behaves in a player versus player match. And so here we are, domination on Muzdok. Nice map, nice open areas where you can get good long lines of sight and where you can actually snipe. So that's the good news. That is the good news. So we're just gonna take our standard ammunition. So we're gonna take. I'm not gonna bother taking high explosive anti-tank. Reason being is high explosive anti-tank. The tanks you're looking at, like the Pershing, as you see right there, like the IS, really didn't do and really doesn't do that much to them. So we're going to head our way over to Bravo, and we're going to let that T-44 cap Bravo. I'm actually going to head off towards the woodland area and try and get some snipe shots in. As you can see, the tank is pretty mobile. We hit 30 kilometers an hour, so 31 kilometers over really bumpy terrain. The suspension design, although overly complex, was actually a very good design. The fact that you had to take off four plus wheels to replace a broken drive wheel was a bit much for some, but it did lead to more tank modular designs, very similar to the Americans with their Hellcats. How the Hellcat's entire engine and transmission system could actually just be pulled out in one great big single unit, very similar to what an Abrams can do today. So if you really want to know more information about that, you can always Google M1A1 Abrams, and there are several videos where you actually get to see the US Army do remove the entire power plant, engine, transmission, radiator, the whole shebang out in one great big go. Just slides it right out, which is very fascinating. The Centurion and the Leopold A3 and A4 variants, they have the same design in their power plant systems. It is meant for simplicity and field repair maintenance. I'm talking about that. There was one Tiger, and I'll get its chassis number in a few minutes. It actually underwent 19 field repairs and went and took another 13 in the field upgrades, from going from an MG41 to an MG42, going from the ammunition variants, breach upgrades, optic upgrades, transmission replacements, etc., etc. And the scary part is, even though the tank was actually taken out several times, Germany still to this day doesn't know where that Tiger is. Also, talking about Tigers, Japan during World War II actually purchased 80 Tigers. I'm gonna get some shots on that G. No, shell deviation's too much for this range, as you can clearly see with the returning fire from a Tiger II. So now an AI plane. Oh, we're not gonna have that. There's an SPG. Again, the barrel behavior of the tank is not simulated anywhere near accurate. Again, we're a Tiger. We remain stationary on the move. That G. Again, we're gonna actually angle our gun so the G got destroyed by a T-34.
Someone attack him!
T-34-85 trying to do some pot shots. So we're going to elevate our gun sights again. You always want to be mindful of enemy bombers. Yeah, we're not even anywhere near these guys. We're actually making this tank look... Yeah, he's just doing this. You can spot the World of Tanks players from a mile away with the whole pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out tactic. Yeah, our shell deviation's too much. We're going to have to get closer, which unfortunately is not even remotely close to what the Tiger could actually do. There we go. Let's try and get a shot on you. No. Again, Shell deviation is way too appalling. I seriously think that someone over at... and a Tiger P got me. Tiger 2 got me. I really do think that someone over at Gaijin needs to greatly take a look at the shell deviation mechanics of what they've done. And I'm sorry, but someone seriously needs to pay attention. And so now we're going to try a different tactic with the Panther. The Panther's got speed, so we've got a size comparison now. Panther 2, the Panther 2 variant, did actually get the same gun as the Tiger 1 and Tiger 2. It did get the KWK PAK-36. So, you know, we're going to get a apples to oranges. Of course, this isn't the Panther 2, this is the Panther 1D variant. I did a review of that. It'll probably be the video that played before this or just after. And the markings on my Panther is that of the 25th Armoured Regiment in the defense of Berlin. Now, I'm going to try a tactic. Now, because that man hasn't seen me at Charlie 3, I'm going to try and flank around that tank destroyer. Maybe get a shot into him, fall back. Again, you got to think on the fly. You got to think on your feet. And apparently, we have a T44 who's an NVIDIA fan who has the same idea. Now, let's just hope that he doesn't ruin this for me. It's an SU-100. And of course, I couldn't get my gun mantlet down. I'm going to reset my sights. There we go. T-34 right there. Prime designated target of what the Panther used to go for. Took out his breach. Is he going to be stupid enough to shoot back? Critical hit. Engine, gas tanks. He's on fire now. Ugh, side cheeks. Got to be careful because they do have a Tiger 2 over there trying to get a bead on me. He's still somehow still in the battle. There's a heavy tank clear all the way over there. We're gonna get a Hail Mary into him. Right into the top. Oh, we took a big old hit there from something. Didn't penetrate, but it was a big shot. Enemy assist. Whoop, that would be another D trying to get, yeah, right there. Right through his mantlet, into his breach, destroying his turret ring. Clearly he doesn't care. Oh, KV2 derped me. Good shot, KV2, and the KV2 finally dies. Good kill, good kill. Now we're going to roll out in the Panzer IV 70V. I'll be doing a tank review on this weird little box tank destroyer. Well, we've successfully captured both Alpha and Charlie, and the enemy ninja'd in on Bravo. We have a friendly bomber in the skies. Doesn't look like there's any enemy air support. So we're going to keep rolling forward. Looks like he's in this sky, excuse me, unopposed. So this should be good. It is a Walker Bulldog. Now we've got to be careful because the Walker Bulldog's got a nice punchy gun. High velocity 76mm. Firing arm-piercing ballistic caps, I believe. So we've got to be careful because he can pen us no matter what, even with the side skirts. So we've got to be really, really careful. Plus, he's also lighting us up for other tanks. As you can see, we've got a friendly B-17, Japanese liberated. We're just going to crest this hill. Maybe get a shot or two into that Walker Bulldog, who's heavily being arty shelled right this second. Thank you, thank you. He gets one into me, I get one into him. I believe he, yep, no. Ooh, sneaky, T-34. Bonk. Bounce off that. See, enemy assist. They're ninjaing Alpha from us. Do a good little counter push on their behalf. Of course, we have a Jagdpanther there. Another very beautiful tank destroyer. I am in the process of unlocking, so expect to see a tank review of that beautiful monstrosity of destruction. Okay, so we got a T-34-57 dead ahead. He appears to be incapacitated. Now he is taken out. Oh, there's a Panther D. No shot on that D. No shot. No shot on that D. I believe he's the one that called in the artillery strike. They've neutralized 2 of the caps that we did take. So we're going to get in here, get some cap points. Oh, Shizer. Enemy B-17. Let's get out of here. Looks like he's gunning for me. He is. Oh! He was coming right for me. Nothing I could do. And he finally gets shot down. Nothing I could do there. So we're going to head back to the hangar. And that wasn't a bad game. And I have just unlocked the tracks for it. We're going to start working on getting the parts unlocked. So we'll finish that up. And the Tiger in question, who underwent 11 rebuilds, was chassis number 251346. It went through 9 field upgrades, 6 emergency upgrades, 13 crew cycles, and was used in 3 separate campaigns, and was rebuilt 11 times. Holy cow. That is one tough tiger. And so, of course, I'll be linking the website that I'm getting all this information from. Video will be in the video description down below. And I hope you enjoyed this video review. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I do greatly appreciate that. And if you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Again, I greatly appreciate it. Please don't forget to comment, to share, and subscribe. And I do greatly appreciate all of my followers. And I will see you in the next one. Keep yourselves flying, keep your enemies dying. Cobra Commander is out. Hey guys, and welcome back to another War Thunder video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a few tanks and a few tactics. What wins, what loses, etc, etc. What works, what doesn't. And first things first, I want to make it openly known that the event system to get the MAA1 is broken. And I really want players to take a look at the events they're forcing you to do, and then ask yourself, how is this physically possible? Like, this current lineup, they want battle ranking 1.3s all the way up to battle ranking 4.7s to be platooned together, have a decent match, and yeah. Let me just order the Verbo wind. No, I didn't want to put it in. That's right, I've got the Ausf wind now as well. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my presets, because this has the tanks in question that I want to talk about. And I want to talk about this little beauty, the Panzerkampfwagen 5 ASUSTek. This is a Panther D review. Now, as you can see from the modifications, I don't have everything unlocked. Far be it. I'm still working on getting the fire extinguishers unlocked. This tank doesn't get any shell upgrades whatsoever, which is ridiculous because it did. It got to fire APCR, high composite rigid, and it also got to fire heat rounds. But of course, you know, we don't get those in this game because that would make the Panther too OP to the point where they nerfed the turret to it where you might as well just have the turret welded straight pointing forward and turn it into the Jagdpanther instead. That's basically what it is now. The turret traverse on this thing is so ridiculously underpowered, it's not even funny. It's like, what the hell is Gaijin thinking? Well, anyway, let's get back to the tank. We're going to take a look at the armor rating of this thing. Of course, the frontal plate, which is what is going to take a majority of your hit, is 80mm thick with a high effective angling of 55%. So if you can know what your effective angling is, stock stationary, you know, not moving, you can take into effect that when you go to around a corner, so say there's a corner here, and you're trying to side scrape, your effective armor is now 201mm. It's weaker down in the lower slope, which doesn't make sense, but it's stronger in the corner slopes. So most people will end up going for your